I really need to set higher like goals because you guys legit smashed 10,000 likes in just a couple of hours. Well, at least now I know you really want some worst to best videos, so your wish is my command, guys. I just hope that by the time Battlefield 6 or the next Battlefield game will release, that I've done most of the weapon classes in Battlefield 5 from worst to best. In this video, I decided to start off simple by ranking every assault rifle in Battlefield 5 from worst to best. Obviously, we have a lot of other weapon classes. You know, we have SMGs, LMGs, we have MMGs this time around, bolt action rifles, self-loading rifles, semi-auto rifles, you know, you name it. I'm thinking about doing the SMGs up next, but be sure to let me know down below in the comments what you would like to see. Either SMGs or LMGs, stuff like that, it doesn't matter, just let me know down below in the comments. And while you're down there, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and check to see if you are able to turn on notifications, because YouTube is doing this thing lately where it makes my channel quote unquote made for kids, which means people can't turn on notifications. It's really weird. So please make sure that you are able to do so. And now let's begin with the worst assault rifle in Battlefield 5. Now, if you play with the assault class for more than a minute in this game, you know that there are a couple of very good choices, but there is one standout when it comes to being complete garbage compared to the rest. I'm talking about the Beretta M1935PG. Without a doubt, the worst assault rifle in Battlefield 5, and that's mainly because it has a very awkward 540 rounds per minute rate of fire on top of having a 4-round burst. Now, the only way you can make this gun somewhat viable in my opinion is by using it as a semi-auto. That way you can actually get some kills, because despite it being the worst AR in the game, it does have the fastest muzzle velocity with 700 meters per second, and it has the highest damage profile in this weapon category. A max damage of 30, so that means a 4-shot kill, and beyond 30 meters it's still a 5-shot kill. And all of these detailed stats, by the way, I pulled from Syntech.com, just so you know. So with its 20 round magazine, you can technically get 4 or 5 kills if you don't miss a single round, but probably the better option is to select the trigger job specialization instead of the light bolt specialization. What this does is decrease the time between each burst, giving you the opportunity to practically fire this thing full auto, given that you pull the trigger at the right interval each time, which does require a little bit of muscle memory. Also, these are all the specs that I chose for this gun. I will quickly show it for each weapon on this list, even though it's basically all the same, it's to reduce recoil. So yeah, the Beretta PG, it's just clunky. It has a very long reload speed for both an empty and the tactical reload, 3.0 and 3.6 seconds respectively, and overall it's just very counterintuitive compared to the other assault rifles on this list. Next up, I decided to go with the M2 carbine. Now, a lot of people probably really like this gun because of its high rate of fire, but I decided to rank it as the second worst, despite it being way better than the Beretta PG, but I decided to rank it as the second worst because of its damage per bullet. A max damage of 20 and a minimum damage of 13. So the best you can do from up close is 5 shots to kill. Now that's not really a problem because of its 830 rounds per minute rate of fire, which is the fastest in this weapon category, but I still notice that sometimes you just come one bullet short of killing someone in close range, and from far range this gun is obviously garbage, not only because of the low damage at range, but the relatively high recoil as well. It has a very strong kick to the right compared to the left, and that makes it a bit unpredictable. It does have a pretty fast reload speed of 2.2 seconds for a tactical reload, which is really good, and the empty reload speed is actually the fastest in its class with 3.05 seconds. It also has 30 rounds in a magazine, which is decent from up close compared to the other close range assault rifle in this video, which we'll talk about after the next gun on this list. Up next we have the Sturmgewehr 1.5. Now this one is a bit of a strange one in my opinion. Compared to the rest of the assault rifles in this game, it is dead average. It has a decent tactical reload speed of 2.3 seconds, but a very poor 3.5 seconds for an empty reload, so you don't really want to empty your magazine with this one. It has a moderate amount of recoil, you know, nothing you can't control, but definitely not the best. 670 rounds per minute is a decently fast rate of fire, and the standard damage profile of 25 from up close to 15 from far range. So a 4-shot kill from up close with that rate of fire is a pretty decent time to kill. But to be honest, I'm not really feeling this one. I don't really like it. Like I said before, it is dead average. It doesn't have a single thing that makes it stand out. So if you want to do well from up close, you'll choose the M2 Carbine or the M1907, and from a bit further ranges, you'd pick the STG or the Rib and Roll. So in any particular situation, you wouldn't want to pick this one. Next up, we have the only other close range assault rifle, aka this weapon is primarily made for CQB like the M2 Carbine. I'm talking about the M1907 SF. 770 rounds per minute makes it the second fastest rate of fire assault rifle after the M2 Carbine, but one big difference is the max damage. Where the M2 Carbine has 20 max damage, the M1907 has a max damage of 25, meaning a 4-shot kill from up close instead of 5-shot kill like the M2 Carbine. With 770 rounds per minute, that's really good. A big downside though is its 20 round magazine, and on top of that it has an empty reload of 3.55 seconds, the second worst after the Beretta PG, which has 3.6 seconds. The tactical reload isn't that great either with 2.9 seconds. Basically, what this means is that you mostly want to use this gun in a 1v1 situation. Maybe you can take out 2 enemies, but usually that's about it. Still, for its high damage output, you'd expect a pretty heavy recoil pattern, and when it comes to vertical recoil, it does have the highest amount compared to the rest. However, vertical recoil is very easy to control, so it's more about the horizontal or side to side recoil, which is also pretty heavy, don't get me wrong, but the left to right bounce is equal according to simtech.com, and I came to the same conclusion when playing with this gun in game. It genuinely feels like you don't really have to account for the side to side recoil that much, only vertical. And another big plus is its clear iron sights, the best in this category for sure. Okay, up next, we have the second best assault rifle in Battlefield 5. According to me, don't forget, this is just my list. We have the Rib and Rolls. If you remember correctly, this was my number 1 pick in Battlefield 1 for its weapon class because of its low random bullet deviation. Basically, it's very accurate in Battlefield 1. In Battlefield 5, it drops down 1 place to make room for a different weapon, which we're gonna take a look at in just a second. The Rib and Rolls is the best assault rifle in Battlefield 5 for long range engagements. A slow but steady 540 rounds per minute rate of fire, so it's not that competitive from up close, but for further ranges it's a comfortable rate of fire. It has a muzzle velocity of 680 meters per second when equipping the high velocity bullet specialization, which makes it the second fastest in this weapon category, again making it ideal for far range. So be sure to use this specialization, very important for this gun. It has the fastest tactical reload speed out of all the ARs in the game with a very fast 1.95 seconds. It also has the second fastest empty reload speed, falling just short by 0.02 seconds compared to the M2 Carbine, which comes down to 3.07 seconds. But by far its best attribute is its bipod. The bipod makes this gun a freaking laser beam. Literally almost zero recoil. It's pretty awesome. Again, with a great iron sight, you can destroy people from medium to long range. The only, real drawback this gun has are, like I said, the relatively slow rate of fire and perhaps maybe the 25 round magazine. It's not quite 30, but it's better than 20 like the M1907 and the Beretta PG, but then again, the tactical reload speed makes up for that in my opinion. But in my opinion, the very best, most complete assault rifle in Battlefield 5 has got to be the STG-44. I can keep this one pretty short. It has the lowest amount of recoil out of all the ARs after the Rib and Rolls. It is extremely controllable, not only in full auto, but the tap fire potential is amazing as well. 600 rounds per minute is in my opinion the most comfortable in this weapon category. Fast enough to compete against higher rate of fire weapons, but slow enough to be controllable when going full auto even at range. It also lets you sustain fire down range for much longer. It has a good reload speed of 2.4 seconds for a tactical reload and 3.1 seconds for an empty reload. It has the standard damage profile, so that means 25 max damage, so 4 shots to kill from up close. And for all of these reasons, it is my number 1 pick for the best AR in Battlefield 5. And that's about it for the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to tell me down below in the comments what to rank next. SMGs, LMGs, it doesn't matter, let me know down below. Also make sure to drop a like if you want to see more worst to best videos. It really helps out the channel. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. And with that being said, I see you guys next time.